Hey, Steve Zelnardo here with Remax West Zelnardo Associates. It is Wednesday. The Bank of Canada just released their inflation rates. I want to go through something very educational. I want to show you guys what I'm seeing and what a lot of people are not seeing, specifically in my industry, maybe professionals that are just basically being bullish or not understanding data. I hope this helps you. It's going to be like more of a tutorial what I'm seeing, why I'm hedging against the market the way I have been doing since February, how we sold off all our assets. This kind of basically cements it further. But let's look at the current inflation rate that just got released. Okay, so inflation rate's very important. Naturally, this tells us where we are. So look at this. November just released. They just released this morning, about an hour ago. Their inflation rate is 6.8%, down 0.1% from October. September still 6.9%. August 7%. Obviously, this is the first drop. So we've been in the last 4 months basically locked in at 7%. Let's just round it up. Okay. Remember, if this was from August, let's say July rather, look at these interest rate changes. Okay, they started jacking them up 1%, 75 basis points, another 50 basis points, another 50 basis points in December. And still the inflation has not been curved. Okay, we're still at 6.8%. The scary thing here is naturally is that they're going to keep raising interest rates to hammer that down. And another thing they're going to do, and they've already said it, is talking about unemployment. So in order to curb inflation, you have to create unemployment. Why? Is because people don't spend money anymore, so it doesn't create more inflation. And this is our Bank of Canada governor, Tiff Macklem. So Tiff Macklem says unemployment needs to rise. So remember, jobless, people with no jobs. Unemployment needs to rise in order to slow down inflation, although he is not expecting joblessness to increase as sharply as it did in previous recessions. These guys don't know what's going to happen. So this is a speculation, actually. So we don't know how that works out. And that's just a second. This is how does inflation affect unemployment? So inflation has historically had an inverse relationship with unemployment. This means that when inflation rises, unemployment drops. Higher unemployment, on the other hand, equates to a lower inflation. When more people are working, they have more power to spend money, which causes inflation, which leads to an increase in demand and prices. Inflation soon to follow. The opposite is true when unemployment rises. So that's basically what Tiff Macklem is saying here in this article here, where it's like unemployment needs to start rising in order to start curbing more inflation, and that's just seconded here with just like a definition process. And now you look at unemployment rates, we're doing well, like we're holding steady. So there hasn't been any job losses, let's say in Toronto or in the southern Ontario, maybe slightly 0.1%, but nothing drastically that's going to cause inflation to curve. So they're going to put more hammers into this market that we're currently in now. So that's another thing we got to look at going into next year. I know people are thinking that it's going to snap back. They're going to start lowering the rates. I heard this a few times too. It's like, well, the last two times they only went up by 50 basis points rather than the 75 and the 1%. You can't make a speculation on that. Naturally, look at the numbers, the data. Employment's still high. They need to curve that to create unemployment in order to curb inflation so people don't spend money. They're going to have to raise more interest rates. Why? So people stop spending money. So this is a whole point right now is they're trying to put the brakes on spending money. However, that's going to take place is basically through these two tools that they have, these medieval tools, basically interest rate hikes and unemployment. So that's what 2023 is going to look like. And as people, I'm trying to talk to clients now when we're listing properties, especially in today's market, we have to be sharp. We can't go to market and leave too much room for negotiation. You're going to lose money in the long run. And this is my hard losses, not hard losses, but in the last few sales that we've had, I was a little bit too bullish where it's like, okay, fair enough. Not too many people are panicking. We still look great on the market. We're very competitive where we are. And let's start here. And, mind you, the clients didn't want to start any lower regardless. So we went up and we just keep slashing prices to meet these buyers. But it looks like we're always on top of the buyers. So the buyers are here and we're always here, and we keep slashing to the bottom. We have to meet the buyer here. So when we list properties right now, and even going into the new year, we went on 2 appointments yesterday, me and Mike, and it's literally just being straight. Like, we have to be sharp on pricing. We can't take a risk. If your house, let's say in today's market, is worth $1,450,000, that's how it looks on the market, go $1,399. Are you leaving $50,000 on the table, or are you losing $50,000 by not selling it in the time frame that you want, at the price that you want, or at the highest price value? Because what happens is you go at $1,450, your buyers are like at $1,425. If you met them at $1,399, you would have sold the property a lot faster, cashed out. So what happens with the $1,450? We're always on top of this buyer. When the buyer is at 1.4, we're at 1.425. When they're at 1.375 because of affordability, we're at 1.4, and we keep chasing them. So instead of selling for, let's say, $1,350 or $1,375, we might sell for 1.3 flat. So this is just a fair warning going into 2023. This is a different market. A lot of us don't have experience going into this. The only thing that's holding me above water is basically reading the data, predicting this market, forecasting it, and this is what we just came out of our team meeting now, me, Mike, and Elisa, just kind of what we're going to do going forward while we're taking listings and how we're going to advise clients going forward, because this is not for the weak, let's just call that. You're going to have to be strong to kind of push through this and get your clients sold within the time that, in a pretty much a decent time period at a decent price. It's nothing we can arrange. I mean, we went on 1 appointment yesterday. Clients, even though the house went down about $300,000-400,000, let's call it, they're still cashing out $500K in 1 or 2 years of ownership. It's a good deal. I would sign up for $500,000, and for 1 or 2 years, you're not making $900, but you're making $500K. You cash out, you hold that money. If you gotta rent temporarily, rent. It's fine. Who cares what the neighbor says? You're gonna be ahead of them in the future by making moves right now. This is what everyone sort of wanted at the sometime in their life, where they had enough money to reinvest it back in the market, or buy a better house, or cash out and buy a better house after the market's kind of gone sideways, and then starts that tipping point. This is now. We're right now. So you can still cash out of the market and still have way more equity, which you would have, let's say, the end of this time right now in 2023. What I'm predicting, let's say the house that we went to the listed appointment yesterday, or one of them rather, it's let's say right now we can get 1.6 million. I would predict this house at the end of 2023 would probably be worth 1.5. It won't go below, let's say, the 2020 purchase amount. This is, again, speculation. This is what I'm, just trying to forecast for myself. But again, you're going to lose about, $350,000 on this particular property. I'm just curious what the calculation on percentage. I'm going to have to start marking these things down to make sure, or see if I'm right in the future. It'd be cool. Well, so let's say it sells for 1.3 in the future, and it's worth 1.6 now. Yeah, it's like another 19 to 20% loss in value between this point and the end of next year. So 20-25% is my prediction where we're going to lose, how much more value we're going to lose in our current properties. After that, we don't know. We'll see how next year progresses. Another anecdote or another story, just talked to a client of mine. He works for, not going to mention the bank, but it is a B bank. They give out, obviously, mortgages, first mortgages for properties. And everyone's talking about Alberta. Let's invest in Alberta. Let's buy the condos. It's the next best thing. We did a few videos on that yesterday. He's taken 40 properties are being processed currently right now in order to get on the market as a bank sale. 40. So, and this is not a very large bank. This is just like it's a small B lender, let's just call that. And they're taking 40 listings in Alberta right now. There's another 10 in the province of Quebec, and now Ontario. I want to get this data. Hopefully, you can give me some more data of what he's seen in Ontario, so I can kind of report back to you guys of what we're seeing going forward. But that's pretty much it, guys. We're getting into the Christmas season here. These videos will get shorter and shorter, but ultimately, have a great day, and we'll talk soon. If you have any questions, you're looking to buy, sell, real estate, invest, give me a call. We're always here to help. It's not, we don't have to get paid in every deal. If you need some information, something you're struggling, you need help, some sort of guidance that you haven't been getting from your other professionals, give us a call. We'd be glad to kind of direct us in what I would think is the best way possible, what I forecasted so far. But have a great day. Ciao.